Hey, so let's say you are designing a website in Figma, and either you or some other person in your team is going to be developing this thing. Let's say in Webflow, but it could be anything. If you're not using Figma or Webflow, watch this video because this also applies to you. I'm going to show you a very simple tip. It's just really easy to start making your designs much more consistent and to start saving lots of development time. Even if you're using Adobe XD or Sketch, Framer, or just custom code, if you're a designer, a developer, you're leading a team, watch this video. It's going to last less than 5 minutes, and it's going to make a lot of sense for your day-to-day operations. So here is a very simple landing page sample that I put together in a few minutes. There's a nav bar, a hero, a feature section, and a footer. And I basically have a main frame that already has auto layout inside. Why am I doing this? Because I want to force myself and all of the content in my design to follow the basic aspects of auto layout. And I'm going to try to also create sections within this frame that also has a lot of auto layout inside. Why am I doing this? Basically to replicate the box model. I'm replicating what happens, if you know HTML and CSS, you know what I'm talking about. I'm replicating what happens within the CSS world and the HTML world that's called the box model. I'm going to leave that for another video, but this is basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to make elements float and inherit spacing and width and properties so that things are consistent and that things make sense within this context. How am I doing this? I basically have one main frame with auto layout. I have internal frames with auto layout, and I created a 12-column grid, which is very known in the web world. This is used in the web all the time. And this basically is being followed by a container inside each frame that replicates the width of that grid. This is very easy. You just set up a grid inside Figma, and then visually you create a frame that goes from one point to the other, and that's basically the width of the grid. In this case, it's 996 pixels. It could be anything. And I'm making sure that every single section within my landing page has that container. It's everywhere, as you can see. That sets a lot of consistency in my design, and it basically forces me to put all of my content in here. This might not work for certain complex designs, but for most of the standards of the web, it will work, especially for the main content of each section. So once you do this and you use as much auto layout as possible, in this case, I'm pretty much using it everywhere. As you can see, every single thing is auto layout based. Taking things into, for example, Webflow would be insanely fast. And let me show you how fast. I'm going to open up the plugin Figma Webflow. I already have my account linked, and I already have a created site. Make sure before doing this to name your layers as best as possible and to set up the fonts that you're using in Figma within the settings of the site in Webflow. I'm going to select navbar. I'm going to copy to Webflow. I'm going to go to Webflow. I'm going to select the body, and there you go. Ignore this message for now, and you can keep going. This is going to take a while. Paste. Let me do this real fast. Let me show you what's going on. Paste. Copy to Webflow and paste. So Webflow is copying every single layer from Figma and transforming it into real code. And this is the result. This is very fast and easy because I did my homework and I did my work inside Figma. If you do this thing all the time in most of your designs, in any software, Figma, Sketch, Adobe XD, what have you, and then you or a developer implements this in Framer or Webflow or even custom code, things will be much faster. It will be much easier to do this work. And the communication between the two teams will be insanely better. So start trying this thing now. It's very simple. It's very easy. It's free. All the tools here are free. And make sure to follow me on LinkedIn. I'm going to be sharing more links and more tips on these items. And I'm going to be sharing also a free template to make this thing much easier for you and your team. Thanks for watching.